Today I'm going to show you how to do a complete and thorough cleaning of your Flintlock rifle. This one's a Hawk and 50 caliber, but same process for any Flintlock you got. I don't have a cameraman, but this is easy. Basically going to drive out this wedge pin right here. Pick a little rubber hammer. You got to compress the stock in the barrel. It's hard. She is tight, so you can get a little pry bar, but be careful, you don't want to bend it. It's only brass. You don't want to ding your wood up. And now you can separate it. Ta-da. Going to take out this touch hole here next. See, it's just a little flathead screwdriver. Can be a little bit of a pain sometimes. That's why I don't put it on tight. But and what I do so I can't lose it, drop it right in there, some soap and water. Then we stick the barrel. This is where we took our touch hole plug out of. I just stick that right in the water like that. I better get some subscribers too. I did the dishes for my wife. You know, just so I can make this video for you guys. I don't ever do dishes. And then, let me turn this a little bit. I just take the patch, like so. And I just run it down. Now you'll probably see the bubbles in there. So what you're doing, that water's turning brown, you're actually pushing all the crap out of that touch hole, all the powder. And then you can just pull it up the barrel like this. What you're doing is you're pulling water up here. And you can hear the suction at the end of the muzzle here. Look at that. Let's go ahead and take another one. Do the same thing. Run it down the barrel. See the bubbles? Pushing all the air and crap out. Squirting now. And again, just pull it up. And then while you have that suction in here, I actually feel the barrel starting to get a little bit warmer here. So what you're doing is holding that seal. You know, that's the end of the brass piece and the jag, so it's about here. That's not quite there yet. And you can just pull it out and everything will run through. See how clean that second patch is this time? That's good, and this is, you know, me cleaning in between shots and everything. So, that's about good there. To go on to the next step. That was the first one. That's all you need for black powder, soap and water. Next I'm gonna take this outside and dump it. And we're going to fill this with cold water. Same thing, but now with cold water. I'm going to put the cold water on the end of our jag here. Excuse me. Build up an air pocket. Pull it through. Oh, you guys probably can't hear the air coming out. No. I need a cameraman. Maybe when I get a few more followers. See that? We're getting some junk out of it. Flip this patch, run it down there again. There we go. I'm gonna do one more. That's usually pretty good, because then we're going to run some dry patches through here yet to get all this water out, and then we're going to run oil down it. But another indication that it's fairly clean too is the water. It didn't change much colors. Yeah, that's a lot better there, huh? See, we're getting less and less on it. There's our first wet patch there. And if you guys like my videos, you want to see something else, and you guys want to see me shoot a deer with this, and well, got a couple more days to get Christmas out of the way, and we're going to shoot one. There we go. Good enough for me. Just make sure I get the soap residue off. Yeah, see that water came running out, touch hole that's clean. And I'll be drying this off and oiling it too, but just make sure I got all the water out. Soapy water, I should say. Now we're going to dry the inside of the barrel. Just a dry patch. These are 2-inch patches, by the way. I put the touch hole down. That's the whole object of this, is we're trying to get the water out of there. There's one. Yeah. Touch it, still wet. Patches are cheap, keep going. If your hands are wet, or you know they're cold from touching the barrel and you can't tell, just touch it against your cheek, warm forehead, another part of your body. See, we're getting less and less junk out of there every time. Yeah, we're pretty dry. Let's go ahead and run another one through just to be safe. And then what I'll do is I'll let this sit for a little bit, and then I'll start cleaning my pan. Yeah, leave this face down. If you can angle it up too, you can see the touch hole from the air. You can always put it right under a light too and check. And I can just tell it's dry there. But I'll be using an alcohol pad at the end, but if it's real dirty, it's not too bad. You can just take a little wet patch real quick. Just wet your frizzen, the pan here. I'll even get the bottom side of my flint. What are you doing, Chance? It's my co-star Chance over there. Probably want their dinner. That's the crat that we got out of there. I always like to be thorough. If you get any residue on here, you want this to spark. Make sure I get under there. There's all kinds of little crevices where it loops up over here under the frizzen too. Let's get that real clean. You can drop a little bit of gun oil in that hinge, and I'll wipe this dry, and I'll show you the patch that I use, a rust preventive patch for the barrel. I go ahead and I rub it on the outside of the lock there too. And you got 4 sides. I'll do like one side for a frizzen, another side for the pan. Go ahead and just flip that patch again. It's kind of coming through on the other side. Go ahead and just rub that on your flint. It's all bent up now, but we're good. All the little creaks and crevices. You can leave this on there. It'll dry. The alcohol will dry off. It'll just dissipate. But just never know what's still wet. You might get some more junk off of it.
too bad.
You know, flintlocks are like women. They're finicky. But, you know, if you take care of them and preserve them right, they'll serve you well. Didn't forget about our breech plug, did you? If you're like me and have terrible luck, before you lose this piece, put in your strainer. You can see mine still has a hole in it. So I got a bucket. So what we're going to do is rinse this out. And then I'll hold it over the bucket yet in the water. Right? And I'll just rinse it out. I know you guys can't see it, but that is nice and clean now. I have a part soaker that I use when I do my inline, but I only have to put it in there. This is just fine. These are rust preventative patches. This is what I run down after the barrel's dry, and I wipe all my metal parts. I use this on my inline. You can use gun oil if you want. You don't need to go crazy with it. Not a whole lot on the outside. I've put this stuff on the bluing, and you know, no problem shooting deer and cleaning this thing again, so why not? If you need to, you need to, but always run it down the barrel first. See that? Not a whole lot of junk on there. I'm going to go ahead and just flip it, because I'm going to run it down the barrel again. It's almost like boar butter, but boar butter feels thick. I know you can't see this, but you know, it's not too thick on there. This is our touch hole. Just go ahead and put it in the patch, roll it around, get a little coating on here. You can fold it up. That's how unsticky this stuff is. I fold that patch up, and you can be able to see it, but enough to get it in that little hole and have no misfires. The powder doesn't stick to it or nothing. I use this anti-seize. I use this on my inline. I'll put like the tiniest little dab on here, you know, before I put it back in the barrel. That's it. Don't need a lot. Dab will do you. You don't want to screw this on tight. You don't need to. I just go right till it's flush. As soon as I just feel a little bit, slightest bit of resistance, done. And I'll take my patch and I will wipe down the whole barrel. Even the little locking lug right here. If it's metal, hit it. Unless it's the frizzen. You don't want any oil on there. And just go ahead and close that frizzen, so you're not even tempted to get any on it. Then the little locking lug, so the tang here, I'll hit the tang inside the locking lug too. Now the only thing left to do is to put it back together. Yeah. My counter's ceiling's too low, but you look, there's a little, see a little pin in there? Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to focus in on it. Once that line's gone, you can put that pin in there. Don't forget to store in the fired position like this. There is now no tension on your mainspring or your frizzen. This is how you want to store it.